about around the water coolers of America on Monday.
HBO and H2O, a marriage made in heaven. Go ahead, Manny.
Both of these fights that we have tonight has the potential of becoming just that, too.
Well, there's a lot of water cooler talk among boxing fans about Cotto. And it's almost impossible to find somebody who has anything negative to say about Cotto's performances and his potential.
Right now, he's emerging as probably being maybe the best of the crop of the 140 pounds right now, which is very loaded with talent, with Bojados and all of those guys there. But he seems to be the perfect fighter at this stage of the career.
The reference there to Panchito Bojado of Mexico, who along with Muhammad Abdullayev, Ricardo Williams of the United States, Cotto, they all emerged from the Olympics into this weight class. Bojado, it appears, is probably going to be fighting more at welterweight in the future. And Abdullayev and Ricardo Williams have already run afoul of personal idiosyncrasies outside the ring that help to prevent them from being at their best in it. But with Cotto, it's been nothing but onward and upward, and hardly a misstep so far.
One of the things he attributes to most of his consistent success is the fact that he says he gets in great condition for all of his fights, regardless of what the caliber of the opponent is.
He fights at a very measured pace, Emmanuel, and it helps him to dramatically limit his opponent's connects. The last couple of opponents against Cotto have landed less than 20% of their punches.
Ndou is trying to test Cotto's patience by fighting very defensively.
And every time that Cotto starts moving forward, often you watch Ndou will take a little step back, just enough to make him have to stretch and get off balance.
Hard body shot with the left hand by Ndou inside. Cotto with a couple of left hooks to the side of Ndou's head, drives him back just a little bit. Hard counter right hand by Miguel Cotto. That left hook, fired in balance almost all the time. Just a natural shot. There it is again. Very few young fighters master the mechanics of the left hook the way Miguel Cotto has.
If you notice a change of strategy, all of a sudden Ndou is starting to put more pressure on him now.
Now Ndou starts to go forward and bangs Cotto with a left and a right.
Yeah, the first minute of the fight, he was back and back for the most, but now he's changed up and he's putting more pressure on Cotto now.
Now Ndou trying to counter everything Cotto throws. And there's a open-handed left hand to the side of Cotto's neck. Now Ndou misses as Cotto slips in the hard right hand. There's a big left hand to the top of Cotto's head, and he takes the punch as though he was wearing headgear.
Getting to be a left hook battle at this stage.
In Cotto's corner, where they speak Spanish, our interpreter is the great Ray Torres.
He felt your hand already. He felt your power. That's it. Nice and easy. There's no hurry. Okay, take a deep breath. Okay, nice and easy.
Every time he looks like he's set, put out a left jab and move. Set yourself up off that left jab. Every time he looks set, jab and move. Don't stand there and let him throw at you.
That was a good round, okay?
Beautiful round.
Put your hands up, don't get careless. Okay, good.
Doing well, buddy. Beautiful.
Big breath.
CompuBox numbers in round one. Cotto 11 out of 52 as he started in a measured pace once again, and Ndou 5 out of 33 according to CompuBox count. You heard Emmanuel mention it's become a left hook battle toward the end of the first round. Once again, there they trade left hooks, and Cotto's is the one that lands.
Cotto's is more accurate. There's a little bit more wider gap in Ndou's, but you never can tell what can happen once one of them land. But at this stage right now, Ndou is becoming a little more aggressive now with a little tight defense.
As virtually all veteran fighters will say in preparation for fighting a prospect like Cotto, Lovemore Ndou was quite outspoken the last few days, saying he's not in my league. He doesn't have my experience. I think he's going to be a great fighter someday, but of course, I'll knock him out.
But we know that Ndou is in good shape because he just fought last month.
Well, he's had 3 fights.
Yeah, which is very good.
Since February, which is awfully good and unusual in this day and age.
Stop. Cotto keeps going hard down to the body with the left hook, and Ndou continues to fire looping left hooks over the top in return. The shorter, harder punches belong to Cotto.
Yeah, he seems to be a little bit more stabilized, but the thing, Ndou is still unpredictable. He throws a wide hook, then the next time he throws uppercut, he throws a hook to the body. Cotto seems to be very patient, though, just taking his time.
Ndou is just unorthodox enough to be different from what Cotto's been looking at in his last few fights.
Yeah, but I think he's going to challenge Cotto, though, because his mentality is that of a winner.
Body shot by Ndou. Cotto's facial expression hasn't changed a bit since the beginning of the fight.
No.
Takes punches pretty well. There's a perfect 1, 2, 3, and while the first 2 punches didn't land solidly, the third one, the left hook, landed flush on the target. Ndou sticking his jab.
Cotto is now trying to make Ndou commit himself, where before it was Ndou trying to make Cotto commit himself.
Yeah, everything has been reversed. But at this stage right now, I think Cotto realizes he's in for a tough fight, though.
Good trade to end the round. Cotto landing a right-hand shot up and under.
Again, keep breathing. Deep breaths. He's trying to butt you, so, all right? So feint him and then throw the uppercut. Okay, he takes all the feints. Feint him. If you get inside, feint him and then a jab.
That's the idea, mate. Every time he tries to back you up, just jab and move. That's beautiful.
Every now and then when he's standing in front, he wants to do underneath and over the top. Okay.
Nice little uppercut in here that caught Cotto by surprise, the only one that Ndou has thrown. They seem quite happy with Ndou's performance in his corner.
I would be quite happy if I was with him, too, because at this stage right now, it looks like, provided he doesn't get caught with one big punch, it looks like it's going to be a rough night for Cotto the way it's going.
Why do you say that?
First of all, I just like his mentality. You know, when we interviewed him, he has a mentality of a winner. He has strong self-esteem, which I think is very important for a fighter to have, particularly going against a prospect. But he seems to be balanced out in his boxing. He jabs good, and he's willing to stand and trade.
Like Cotto, Ndou has very strong legs. Both fighters acknowledging power comes from the base. Cotto digging that left hook to the body, partially blocked by the elbow.
Cotto is definitely the puncher between the two.
Ndou landed that left hook to the side of Cotto's face. Cotto returning fire. Interesting tactical shift for Cotto to deal with here. In most of his recent fights, he's wound up stalking his opponents from the second or third round on. Tonight, he might have an opportunity to let Ndou come to him and use his counterpunching skills.
Ndou's going to be coming to him, and if the fight goes into the late rounds, Ndou's going to put a lot of pressure on him. It may not be at graceful, but he's going to do what he has to do to put a lot of pressure in the late rounds.
Think that'll be uncomfortable for Cotto, or do you think it'll play into his hands because